Hello, my name is H.A. Pruitt, and I'm the author of the Anathalian series, and in this video I'm going to do 3 book reviews, but they're all like 2 are short story book reviews, so you'll see, and they're all connected. Okay, so before I do the reviews, I want to say, if you read a book, please review the book, please. Whether you beta read for somebody, whether you read an ARC for somebody, or whether you buy the book, whether it is an audiobook or a paperback or an ebook, it always matters to the author if you review the book. Unless the author is dead, like Charles Dickens, he was a classical author, he probably won't care. But if it's a modern day author who is alive trying to sell books, it's going to matter so much more than you could possibly understand unless you're an author. It is like the best way for us to spread the word about our book, and it's something we cannot do for ourselves. So if you read a book, please review it. Whatever kind of book you read, please review it. Okay, so the 3 books I'm going to review today are in the Valiant series by Joanna White. I do a lot of reviews for her books because I'm also her editor, and she has said it's okay that I do reviews on my channel for it. But these 3 books I did not edit for her. These came before I was her editor. So these are just pure reviews, me being a reader, because I've read the rest of the series and I'm like, I want to read these books too. Okay, so a couple things first. These are all in the Valiant series. The Valiant series it's really hard to describe because it's a bunch of different books that all connect because the characters are all coming together in the same place from each book. All the characters are like being drawn together. So it's like a wheel with spokes, and the hub of the wheel is what connects everything, but all the spokes go out, and it's like different worlds or different stories for everybody else. And so like the spokes, while they're connected, you can read them each individually in whatever order, but then there's like an element at the end of each book that connects it all. So if you read them out of order, there may be some things you don't understand, but once you read more and more, no matter what order you read in them, you're gonna get it more, that bit at the end where it's like bringing them all together in that one place. So there was no confusion. I think Shifter, yeah, I wrote it down. Shifter is book 2, and I think I'm on like book 7 in her series. I've read 7 other books, and I went back and read book 2 because I skipped it. I think I skipped book 1 too. Anyway, I'll get to that later. But you can read these books in any order, but each book has a short story companion that kind of like further ties up the story within that little hub where all the characters come together. And those, you may have a little bit of confusion, but it's mostly about the character that their story it connects to. So I hope all that makes sense. Go look up her series. I'll have her website connected below too. But this book, I'm going to do Shifter, and it's the audiobook. Okay, and another thing I want to say, I don't know if Joanna White is still doing this, but I am on her newsletter list, and so she sends out her newsletter each month like authors do, and she often asks readers if they want to review an audiobook for free, and that is how I got this. Like, I was like, yes, please pick me. I would like to do this audiobook, so she sent me the audiobook for a free review in return. So this is the review, but still, I'm kind of doing this as like, I just really wanted to read the book, and I was waiting for her to send out that call, because I'm cheap and I don't buy books. I wait for authors to be like, sale time. Okay, so if you want to see if you can get one of her books free, subscribe to her newsletter, and maybe she'll send out that call again at some point. She does a lot. So subscribe to her newsletter, and she just read through them and see if she ever offers to do a free book in exchange for a review. Okay, so now, the review of Shifter. The genre of Shifter is a Christian fantasy. It is kind of dark, but in like a gritty way and not like in bad. I feel yucky about reading this way. It's not yucky at all. It's dark, like bad things are happening. It does have a little bit of romance. And the audience, I would say new adult or adult, just because it is like, there is some graphic violence. The description will explain that. And the narrator was Megan R. Brewer. Okay, so my summary of Shifter. Nisi lives in a world where dragons destroy lives and villages, hence all the blood and gore. Her childhood home and family was taken by the dragons, and so now she lives in fear that another attack will come. Barone is a shifter who does not agree with the choices of his clan or alpha. When he chooses to act against orders, he begins a plan to stop the evil around him. And he is a shifter who is a dragon. He can shift from being a dragon into a man. And it has like, feels very much like Native American legend vibes to it, just kind of how it describes the people and their magic system of these shifting things. I can't get too much into it because of spoilers, but it has like a Native American feel, and they're very much about the land and the earth and connection with animals. Like Barone is connected because he's a shifter. Okay, I don't want to reveal too much, but that's the plot of the book. Okay, so the positives. The story has action. It has dragons. It has cool magic. It has a very cool race system. It has cool fight scenes. It has a little bit of romance. It has deeper messages and so many elements that make a book anyone could enjoy. So there's so much going on in this book, but it all works together in a way that no matter what kind of reader you are, unless you're just a nonfiction reader, you could find something in this book to really enjoy. The romance was definitely romantic, but it never felt predictable. It stayed clean, and it was based on an emotional connection. I guess I can't say who it's between. The characters brought each other hope and healing and an equal, like a peer, to live and fight beside one another. They gave each other, like, that other half of themselves to support one another. The relationship felt real and it felt healthy. Next positive, the concept of shifters was done in a unique way. No spoilers there. Moving on. The action was intense and exciting. Next positive, the messages about grief and healing and sacrificial love, they came across very clear. They came across realistically and in a way that could help readers. The message of grief and healing was very, like I said in the summary, Nisi, her childhood home and family was taken by the dragons, and she's living in this fear, she's living in this grief, she's living in all this stuff. And as the story works through it, you see her working through her grief and everything. And I can't say spoilers, but you see the story come through, and she keeps working through that in a good way that could help readers work through it too. Okay, the negatives I have. I do wish the setting and scenes were described more so I could get a better visual image in my mind. The characters were clear, but not every place was clear, so I just wish there was more description of the places. Also, the audiobook aspects of it. So the audiobook, I guess that was my only negative. The audiobook aspects. Nisi's voice was really good. The narrator put really great emotion into each character and each word. The pace also made it easy to listen and understand. The only part of the narration that I didn't love was Barone's voice. Okay, remember, Barone is this male, kind of like Native American, so he's got this real deep, rich voice, but he's also a dragon, and so he's got this real, like, sharp, but still, like, soft and husky voice. And bless her heart, Megan R. Brewer, like, I understand why she made him sound like she did, but I was sitting on the couch right over there and listening to it, and my husband heard Barone's voice, and he's like, I cannot listen to this. I can't be in the same room. I can't do it. He just couldn't do it. And it was really awkward to listen to Barone's voice. Like, I got used to it, and it wasn't like, the whole time, but that was probably the biggest negative of the book. So if you read the paperback book, you can make Barone's voice however you want in your head, but, like, Megan did her best, and she probably did it the right way, but it was still like, when a woman does a man's voice, it's still always like, yeah, but you're a woman trying really hard to sound like a male dragon, and that's awkward. So there's that. But overall, this book was a really cool dragon book. Action, dragons, shifting magic. It was really cool and really fun. And Reclaimed, next review, Reclaimed, I also listened to this one, audiobook by by Megan Brewer. It's a companion short story to Shifter by Joanna White. Same genre, same audience. But this one had like the genre of light through darkness. It continued Nisi's story and kind of like wrapped it up. Her story continues because, like I said, this series is like a hub where everybody continues once they get to that place in the middle where they're all connected, but it did wrap her up well. So, Reclaimed continues Nisi's story. It provides a raw, deep picture of her emotions. There's a bluebird outside. It just distracted me greatly. Anyway, I really appreciated how Reclaimed showed that our story isn't over after a struggle. Even though her struggle ended, she's still dealing with all the emotions connected to it and sorting through it all. And I really appreciated that. Nisi had some hard circumstances to deal with. And the book could and the book could be helpful and healing for anyone dealing with grief or something they don't want. Also, Reclaimed made the connections to the whole Valiant series, and that made me want to read more in the Valiant series, so it brought her story into this hub, and it's like, oh, I want to read this one now, and this one now, and keep reading. I'd already read most of them, but I had not read Assassin, which her story connects to Assassin, which made me want to read Assassin even more, although, like, Assassin was one of the last audiobooks to come out, and I was like, I hope she does free audiobooks, I hope she does free audiobooks, and so I was, like, waiting. I almost bought it, but I was waiting and just hoping she would do it for her newsletter subscribers, and she did, so I'll do that review later. I don't have it in this set, but I will do it later. Okay, so anyway, where was I? It connects to the whole Valiant series, which made me excited. And it also shows Jesus can restore what we lose. The audiobook was full of emotion. It was only 30 minutes. It's worth it to get it. Then I'm also going to do, so I did this review way back when, look through my book review videos. I did Samurai by Joanna White a while back. And I don't remember how many stars. I don't remember everything I said in that video. But you can go watch that video. If I find it, I will connect it in the description below. So, Healed is the short story companion to Samurai. I listened to the audiobook. The genre was Christian fantasy. The audience is new adult or adult. Healed continues Akari's story. It's been a while since I read Samurai, but this reminded me of the big events in Samurai. It was like a reminder for me. It did provide closure, but also a deeper look into Akari and how she fits into the whole series. The main theme was healing, and how we often focus on the superficial problems because the deeper problems are harder to face. The story shows Jesus can help us face the hard problems and heal. So it had a lot of similar... the short story companion had a lot of similar themes to Samurai, but Samurai is set in this, like, Japanese, obviously, a Japanese-inspired world where there's, like, Japanese warfare going on. Yeah, no spoilers, so no more. And you can just watch the review for more about that. But the audiobook, the voice fit so well. The voice was perfect. And the emotion was so good. So those are my reviews of Shifter, Reclaimed, and Healed in Joanna White's Valiant series. So go check out that series. There's something for everybody in that series. I've done so many reviews, so hopefully if you have been watching them, you understand that there's, like, something for you in this series. If you haven't been watching them, go through my book reviews and just, like, type in H.A. Pruitt book review Joanna White, and you'll see the different ones that pop up for her in her Valiant series, or Valiant series H.A. Pruitt book reviews, whichever, and you'll see the book reviews that pop up. But I'm going to wrap this up right now. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, share this video with others, do all the YouTube things because I can never remember. And again, thank you for watching. Bye! If you want to know more about Anathalion or H.A. Pruitt, please follow me on Instagram at H.A. Pruitt. You can find me on Amazon as an Amazon author, H.A. Pruitt. Please watch my YouTube channel and all my cool videos on my channel, H.A. Pruitt Anathalion. You can find me on the Facebook page, H.A. Pruitt Anathalion. You can follow me on Goodreads by the name H.A. Pruitt and the book Anathalion, or you can go to my website where so much cool stuff about Anathalion is. The website is hapruitt.com.